In this segment on my series on buying a 20 to 35-year-old Mercedes-Benz, I want to talk about finding a diamond in the rough. This is fraught with risk, and you have to be really careful because sometimes what you find in the rough turns out to be anything but a diamond. This car here is a 1976 240D, a W115 chassis. I wasn't even looking to buy a car like this. It just kind of happened, okay? But notice it's 38 years old, so you're going to say, Kent, now this is outside the 20 to 35-year-old range. Well, there's some unique things about this car, very unique. And we almost bought it by accident, you know. We pulled into this place, we were looking at another Mercedes. The owner said, if you can get this car started for me, I'll give you this Yamaha motor scooter. So I want to take you back now. And let me share with you the story of finding and purchasing this car right here. Well, what do we have under this old tarp here? It's obviously a Mercedes, you can tell by the hubcap, but there aren't a whole lot of other clues on what this might be. You can see it's been sitting here. We got deterioration in the tarp, and let's kind of find out what's going on. Hey, Jerson, what do you got going over here?
Well, we have these 76 240D. They have been, you know, for about 3 or 4 years sitting over here, and we're gonna see if we can resurrect this car. We're gonna get a motorcycle for if we get this car started up. So let's go for it.
We opened the hood and right away a rat scurried off. Look at that rat's nest. You can also see evidence of rats being in here and mice over the years. That's one of the disadvantages of closing up a hood and tarping up a car like this.
Okay, to start with this car, I mean, I had to move the old battery because it's about 3 years old, so we're gonna say that battery is not good. And we did put a good battery, a brand new battery over here. So we found a lot of stuff, you know, on the car that we need to go through it, but let's check all the oil. Let's check the water, you know, all the fluid that there is oil and cooling in the engine. So then we're going to try to turn it over to see if the car is, the engine move. And from that point, we're going to try to start it up. Okay, we're going to turn the engine. We're going to see if the start is good and the battery, you know, and then we're going to turn the engine, see if the engine turns. And from that point, we're going to try to crack these injectors to see if we have any fuel on it. And then let's try to see if we start. Okay, now, you know, I'm gonna crack the injector, see if there is any fuel in there. So I'm gonna turn it over until, you know, this injector get wet completely, and then we know there is fuel in the system. As you can see, there is the wetness already. That's a lot of fuel. Oh, all right.
Whoa!
Almost got up. Okay, this thing has been sitting for almost 3 or 4 years, maybe more than that. And we're gonna give it a try, see it's gonna start, okay? And I believe these engines are a tough bullet, so they are really good. Oh yes, look at that, it's almost start up, see?
Listen to that sweetheart run. You can tell by the sound, this is a healthy 240D.
Wow, listen to this. That sounds really good. I think the engine is really good. So after 3 or 4 years, I mean, I'm happy this engine is back alive. So I'm gonna clean it up and let's go drive it because it's a sweetheart.
All right, we have success here. We're not done yet though before we start driving this.
I was thrown into the ground.
For Justin to get his free motorcycle, he's gonna have to make sure this thing will roll down the road. All right, head on out.
Stand by.
This is why we love Mercedes diesels.
I've seen those.
Another one saved. Obviously, we're going to have to change the fluids in this car, but one of the first things you want to do for safety when you resurrect one of these old Mercedes is test the brakes, make sure the calipers are not sticking. Just push the car by hand and have your helper hit the brakes, and he's going to release the brakes and the car should easily push again. If it's not doing this, you need to do the brakes before you do anything else. Of course, he's going to have to do a brake fluid flush, coolant flush, transmission flush, engine oil, and rear end as well before he's ready to drive this car. Jerson, what do you think?
Well,
is that the best deal on a motorcycle you've ever got?
I think so. I'm
Owner
impressed.
said, hey, just get this thing running for me. I'll give you a motorcycle.
Yeah, I'm impressed how this car running. So it's really good. Transmission shift good. No stick calipers. The engine start right up, and oil pressure good. Everything is look like it happened with the last month. So I just need to do some cleanup, and this car is going to be ready to go on the road again.
All right, let's go check out that motorcycle.
Okay, let's go.
All right, come check this out, man.
Okay, now I'm excited. I just got to get my driver fixing the car. Okay, let's see what happened. Oh, look at that. It's a Yamaha.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, look at that. Let's see now if we can start this up.
That's gonna be a little more work.
Probably gonna give a little more work, but look, it's really nice. So
once again, this is why we love old Mercedes diesels.
There you go.
Well, I made the owner an offer he couldn't refuse, and we loaded this sweetheart up on the tow dolly and brought it back to the farm. Okay, now we'll roll it off the dolly, and the work begins. This is going to be a multi-part video series coming soon. So you can see I'm happy, Jerson's happy. His scooter doesn't run yet, but he's riding it already. Well, what we're going to do now is we're going to take this car and use it as an example. There's some really unique features that I want to show you now about this car. It's a 114 or 115 chassis. You got to make sure the blower motor works. Let's check that out.
1, 2 speed.
Wow, listen to that. Quiet and strong. Okay, I think this car is a gem in the rough. Let's see if I can buy this from the owner. Check this out, the original radio with cassette. Let's see how it sounds.
Let's go.
Woohoo! Let's rock out! Looking at this car more closely, look at that. Last license 2008. That means 6 years. We're talking 6 years since this car has run. This one's really hard to believe after sitting 6 years with old fuel in the tank. Look at that exhaust. We're talking no smoke at all. So I'm going to start today. I can't, this thing is so dirty. It's got moss on it. It's got hornet's nests in it. It's got rat's nests in the engine compartment. I got to clean this up before I do anything. But in the next videos that'll be coming on this, we're going to go through a number of key things that we're going to have to deal with, which are real important. These are real important if you're going to go on a hunt for a 20 to 35-year-old Mercedes-Benz.